Hello guys, welcome back to Sun Crypto. In today's content, we're going to talk about BTC. We're also going to talk about Ripple XRP, Ethereum, EOS, Bitcoin Cash, BNB, Ethereum Classic, EOS, and all of those good stuff, right? So market is basically looking very juicy as of now. As you can see, BTC basically looking to break above 11.7, and we talk about how historical 11.7 is, right? So the most important right now for the bulls, especially for on a weekly basis, is like to close above 11.7, and we explained previously BTC could not basically close above 11.7 over the last 2.5 years, almost 3 years, since like January 2018, right? We haven't seen a close above the weekly above like 11.7 on a weekly basis. All right, so and we also talked about the trend line yesterday, and we said it is kind of critical for the bulls to attempt to basically bring up like bring in some high volatility, okay, and try to close above the let's see this trend line once again. So if you're new to the content, I just have to repeat it for you guys. So we got this massive historical trend line up to this level, okay, depending how you draw it and which time frame you're using, you can see. But if you just respect like the closing basis, this one October, let's see, November, October, late October 2017, based on closing, and the most recent high, which is like 10.5 right there, we right at the trend line right now. So it is kind of historical, right? So we're gonna need to close above this level. So as you can see, if I zoom in, right, we right at the trend line. Can we break it? Yes, but if we break it, we're gonna need to the bulls gotta do a great job, right, to stay above it. As you can see previously, we did close above it right there, just about like 9k 9100, and bang, okay, we basically saw like a massive surge in price up to like 13,888, right? So, and right there with the 40% pump, we could not close above it based on this based on closing basis from the very bottom right there, just about like late October, okay. You have to basically put it on the closing basis on the first week of November, November 2017, and pretty accurate, okay, pretty accurate all along from October 2017 all the way up to basically right now, okay, pretty accurate. So what I was looking for, I'm looking for 11.9 to 12.3 for take profit range, and see if the bull's gonna be, because we got another gap like just by 11.6, right? So we're gonna see like if the bull is gonna be able to keep up the momentum, because I don't want to be basically too exposed to it, knowing like we got a gap at 96, and then we're gonna get another gap just about like 11.6 again. So I don't want to be increasing exposure, I want to be reducing exposure, even though, okay, even though like I'm holding BTC, it's not like I don't want to long it, okay, above this level of 12.3. I rather just hold and sit tight than basically try to fall more to the upside, because when you're leveraging, you are basically exposing yourself with a higher, you got higher exposure basically, right? So excuse me. So let's see if the bull is going to be able to pull it off. That'll be great, at least for the short term, right? So now let's take a look at 3-day chart, see what we can find right there. So regarding the 200 EMA, any drop right now, it could be for the bulls by the dip. So pretty much a lot of euphoric sentiment right now. So any dip right there, even down to like a 96 to close a gap, bulls gonna be very confident and say, hey, even though we got rejected by this trend line, we still got another chance. We're just coming back down to fill the gap. You see what I'm saying? So bulls got pretty good argument, right? And bears also got a pretty good argument regarding this trend line. So it is just a matter of time. Over the next few weeks, we're gonna know what the market structure going to be doing, at least within the next few weeks and so on. All right. XRP is doing things. Is it a true bull run? We got multiple resistances, like we got to be able to take care of, right? I don't think we're in a bull run, right? But let's see if like we're going to be able, because if you basically take a look at it based on we already talked about this trend line, but if you take a look at it based on fib retracement, it is quite amazing, right? You take a look at from the 20k excuse me, from the 20k range right there, right, swing high to swing low. As you can see, we pulled back up points, up to 0.786, which was like roughly 13.5, but it pumped, like with the volatility, it pumped to 14k, right? So, and if you take a look at the swing low to swing high, right, low to high, right, we drop all the way down to 0.786 once again. So we basically been respecting this 0.786. So now what are we looking for? If you take a look at the swing high to swing low from 14k basically to 3800, we just broke basically 0.786, but we got basically we got 0.888. It is a very, very crucial price level to to be paying attention to. And at the same time, the trend line we just talked about from like November 2017 now is basically tapping out right there. Okay, the trend line is basically saying, hey, you remember me? You gotta be careful, you gotta remember me. Okay, so at the same time we got this 0.888 at 12.1, 12.3 range, depending how you draw it. If you draw it like accurately, it is just about like 12k. Okay, it is just about 12k. That's why I'm basically saying, hey, let's take profit 11.9 to 12.3 due to volatility, because price never gonna respect this fib retracement on the dot. It is always gonna be up and down 1.5 to 3% sometime, right? Just like this move 0.786 was like 13.3, but BTC pumped to like what, almost like 13.888, right? So we just have to basically keep that in mind. Hey, what's up, Ripple Nipples? Juicy. Do I have a bull count? Yes, I got a bull count, but let's just focus on the current structure, because the bull count is very, very bullish. Like it's like over $300,000 BTC. So let's not just create a lot of euphoric moment right now, because the bull count is very, very bullish. Like when we were going like up from like 3k to 14k, I talked about the bull count, right? So take a look at the bull count. I talked about this like long time ago. Excuse me. Take a look at this move from this low to that high to that low, right? We almost hit like 1.4, right? 1.4, almost 1.618, but let's say, just say like 1.4 fib retracement from the previous bull run. The bottom was like right around like $43. The top was like roughly around like 1100, right? And this bottom right there, right, again, which give us a a 1.4 extension. So if we're going to be looking for another basically 1.4 to 1.27 extension, maybe 1.27, 1.4 going to be extremely juicy, right? We got 1.4 right there. That's extremely bullish. So Moonboy is gonna be like, oh no, we're going to like all the way up to like $1 million BTC. But let's not be too too bullish and look for like a 50% extension of the previous bull run. Not even like 1-to-1, because 1-to-1 gonna be like almost 400,000, but 50% of this extension, not the entire move. You see what I'm saying? Just 200, okay, up to 20k, just 50% extension of it, right? Gonna take us just about like 35,000 right there. Okay, 35,000. Okay, so you're looking at 1-to-1 extension gonna take us roughly around like 400,000. But let's just focus on like 0.618. Take these fib levels one by one and see what type of extension we could be getting. Another way of looking at it also, you guys know I always talk about like regarding like whenever you get like a push like this and then you get a drop, your corrective move, and you want to look for a you know, a resistance to the upside, you do swing high to swing low, 1.41, right? 1.41 to 1.27 going to be what? Your resistance, right? So if we do it that way, you can see, since like we've been saying, we've been on a you know, a you know, macro correction from like 14k, 3k, and so on. Let's say we're not gonna, you know, let's say for, you know, for whatever reason, right, we're not gonna break like 3k, or 3k is the bottom. So we could assume, right, a move from a swing high, right, 20k down to 3k, right, 1.41, okay, 1.41 to basically 1.41 to 1.27, going to be roughly around like a 40,000 to like a 32,000. 1.618 going to be like 60,000. That is just you know, that is just basically you know, some resistance level we're gonna have to deal with you know, once we basically break this you know, 20,000 area. So look for, you know, 30,000, 42,000, and 60,000 going to be area to be excuse me, it is going to be area you know, bulls has to be basically you know, gotta manage to break strongly in order to basically go through it. All right, so but it is just basically temporary. It could be temporary because I don't think like once we break 20k going to be the most challenge the biggest challenge to me could be 20k. Once we break it, you know, we just have to deal with these you know, 30, 40, 60. All right, 30, 40, 60. Ripple is sweetie. So now let's take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum broke our basically target range of 365 to 375, so which is pretty good, right? Because Ethereum give us a tough time, just about like 290 to 313 range. So we said, okay, let's not mess with it, let's just take it to the upside now. So Ethereum 386. So now if you take a look at Ethereum, we don't have any other resistance, right? Even though 365 was a take profit resistance. So, you know what I said, just take profit, put a stop loss. You know, it is easy to put a stop loss below the weekly candle open, right? Which is like roughly around like 300, below 300. Okay, so if you long it anywhere around like when we call for you know, let's just flip it and not try to fight it, 320 range, 313 range, anywhere around that area, you're still going to be in good hands, right? And you could be looking for like almost 480 next resistance based on a closing basis, right, which was like back in July 2018, right there, July 2018, based on closing, right there, 485. That's going to be the next level to be paying attention to, because we don't have any other resistance on the higher time frame like weekly. We just, you know, chop this one off, right? It's dead. So even though the weekly hasn't closed yet, we can still get rejected. That's why I say, you know, take profit, because if like we're gonna close the weekly candle just like, you know, the way we close the weekly candle like this, I mean back in like June 2019, it is going to be very significant for the bears. Okay, they're going to be you know, bears most likely going to be stepping in. So best thing to do, you know, you at resist, you know, like bulls know, you know, they at resistance, most likely they're going to be taking profits, putting stop loss, and say, hey, I'm just going to be waiting for the next level to be taking my profits, the rest of my profits, and I won't have to chase the market. Because if you go all out and Ethereum is pumping, even though it is just pumping like roughly 25%, you're gonna be like, oh, you know, I'm FOMOing. You're gonna feel like Ethereum is gonna go to a $10,000 and you're gonna be FOMOing, right? So it is something to just keep in mind, at least you know, within the next few days and so on, right? Yeah, monthly on Ether let's check monthly on Ether. So monthly on Ether, so 390 based on closing, yes, you could make that argument. All right, so I forgot to mention it also, you're talking about the monthly, but if you look left on Ethereum, right, back in 2017, right, June, because you guys got to remember, most of the crypto they picked back in June 2017 versus BTC, like Stratus, Ethereum, all of them, right? But on the BTC value, but on the dollar value, they picked 6 months later. It is something like to just you just gotta keep in mind, right? And Ethereum is nowhere near like it's basically a 2017 pick, right? In BTC value. So you take a look at right there. If you take a look at, if you check left, you can see based on weeks, right? The pick is just by like, let's say 390 to 400, since like 400 is a it is a very important number, right? So for Ether, $400, right? 421, especially 421 and 390. If you've been trading Ethereum back then, 390 and 400 is a very 390 and 421 is a very, very strong resistance for Ethereum. So it is something we just gotta keep in mind, especially this range right there, right? So, and if you take a look at left, if you take a look at your chart, right, this range, you can see massive resistance and support, right? So, and we only retested it like once, which was like June 2019, right? So we gotta be able to break it strongly. Volume on Poloniex is not that incredible like it was last year, right? Even though we're pumping, you can see like the volume is not picking up yet. But if like we're gonna be if like the bulls are going to be doing something like this and try to pick with the volume right there, that's going to be a real bull run for Ethereum. So it is something like to consider if you like it is something like you need to consider, at least for the short term. Even though we don't see a volume, like I said many times, right, volume is not linear. Volume always comes and go. Okay, so what I mean by that, I mean like you don't expect your volume to rise all the time. Okay, for instance, you can see like how volume is rising over time, right? But it might not be rising in this range. Okay, it might be doing this, it might be doing that, and all of a sudden, right, over the the next few years, volume gonna pick up to this level. So it doesn't move. You're not getting like high volume all the time, but you're gonna get low volume. All of a sudden, you're gonna pick, right? So let's assume, right, the bulls could be trying to pull that, right, pull that fake out and give us this slow rising volume, which is going to be very bullish. Okay, very bullish if that's the case, just like this, right? So the bear is not going to give up neither. Okay, so especially this range once again, right? But let's go back to the monthly basis. So monthly basis, back in April, right? You guys remember what happened back in April late, April 2018, right, all the way up to like first week of May. That's when Ethereum picked at $800, right, 830. XRP was like 95, Neo like $100, all of them, ADA some like 80 cents, I think, 50 cents, I think, something like that, 75 cents. Basically they all pump massively. All right, and for almost like 8 months straight, we saw like a massive dump. Like for 8 months, it is kind of painful, right? And now we're going back up to the same area, where we started the push to the upside, which was like April 1st, 2018, which was like 390. So massive resistance based on the monthly close, massive resistance. Okay, so it is something like we just have to remember, and do not forget about the flatty correction right there, right? Do not forget about this flat correction, because this move, doesn't matter how you look at it, it is impulse. This is impulse, and we talk, it is something like we talked about the first week of January, right? We said Ethereum price prediction, $300. Ethereum was like what, 129 when I was making that video. I was like, yes, we got a chance. Okay, anywhere around this area of $80 to $100 range, it is going to be a buy for Ethereum, and I'm going to be very bullish on Ethereum up to $300, right? So why $300? Because on monthly closing basis, right, $300 was resistance. Okay, so yes, based on closing basis, we already broke resistance, and now we basically going back to the previous support, which was like, you know, back in 2017 right there. So Ethereum chart is very, very clean on the macro scale. It is respecting all the Fib retracements. It is respecting all the Fibonacci, pullbacks, and it is also respecting all the Elliott wave perspective you could be anticipating. All right. So, and if you take a look at this move alone, on a monthly basis for Ethereum, it is basically the same move BTC made, created back in March. Okay, back in March. If I do a double screen, right, you take a look at it. So that's a British pound. This British pound, we basically talked about this move previously, right? So I'm expecting a pullback from it, right? I'm expecting, if we get this move to the upside, I'm expecting this pullback. So it is something like we talked about previously, right? So that's what I'm expecting from the pound, right? So now let's go ahead and take a look at BTC before we move on to Ethereum, right? I'm going to show you what we talked about back in February regarding BTC, right? Regarding BTC. So regarding BTC back in February, so when BTC was making this move back in February, I said it multiple times, right? And I was like, guys, and I know most people did not basically most people weren't ready for any capitulation move, right? And I was like, guys, let's be cautious, right? We got this move down in red. Let's get this one in red. Let's make this red, right? Ready, juicy, right? And we got this move for BTC. So if you most of you guys been following us, so you know it is just a repetition, right? We got this move, and we got what we said next. Okay, we said clearly, right, we're gonna be making this move. Said clearly BTC gonna make this move, and then we're gonna make this move. So the big question was, how high is this one gonna go? Are we just gonna retest it, or are we gonna break it and retest 12K? That was the only big issue we basically debating, right? So we said we're gonna be making this move, right? So let me see if I can find something really quick. Yeah, okay, I don't think I can find it, but I also showed you like the same pattern on an Ethereum 30 minutes chart. I took a screenshot of it, but then I basically actually tweeted it right when BTC was making this move, and Ethereum was basically making the same move BTC is making right there, right? Ethereum basically created it on a 30 minutes chart. That was like first week of February 9th, something like that, right? So Ethereum on the 30 minutes was making the same exact move. So I told my guys, check this out, okay? Ethereum is making this move right now, because this is just a confirmation BTC gonna capitulate down to 4K, and they could not understand it, because they were like, okay, how are you comparing Ethereum 30 minutes and BTC weekly chart? I was like, patterns, okay, patterns they don't care about time frame. You can see like the same pattern on a 5 minute chart, you can see it on the monthly chart. So if you see it on a basically 5 minute chart, it is just confirming like your monthly chart, if you're seeing it somewhere, could be playing out. It is just basically playing out in a shorter period of time, right? So basically take a look at Ethereum now on a monthly basis. We could, okay, the bears got a very good argument, right? We could be making this move. Very good argument, right? We could be making this move. So let's see. I know it is bulls don't want to hear it, right? But it is something like you have to consider. Okay, you have to consider if you are in this market. So just to manage risk and see, if you got you got another basically possibility to basically see a capitulation from Ethereum. And looking at what's going on around the world, you're gonna be like, okay, hold on 1 second, all right? Are we going to be in the bull run truly? Okay, are we going to be in the bull run truly? Another example also we talked about yesterday, I think, right? Another example we talked about yesterday was like, you can see the move we got right there. Let me just give you a clean chart right there. Give you a clean chart right there, replayed, right? So if you take a look at Ethereum, also if you take a look at the pound, doing the same thing, was doing the same thing right there. So if you didn't understand what was going on, you're gonna be like, oh, we double bottom, we're going to the moon and all that good stuff, right? So, and what happened next? Whenever you get these moves, right, you know, you just have to do this. It is just what it is, right? So you know, the bears got a very good memory, as you know the bulls do too, right? But the bulls only got a memory of a moonshot, right? So you can see if you replay it, you know, it is basically let's see, come on, play it, right? If you play it, bang, right? Took forever, but it was an impulse move, right? It was an impulse move. You see, impulse move, drop all the way down. Okay, so we could be saying, if I see like any, we got the pattern, but we just don't have the basically we don't have the you know, the signal yet, but we got the pattern. So it is different when you get the pattern, and when you get the pattern, you might not get a signal. You see what I'm saying? So let's take a look at this chart again. Once again, this is also another chart right here. I showed you multiple times, right? HUN, right? Clean the chart. You got an impulse move, right? Right there. And you got another flatty correction, right? And if you replay it, same thing what, you know, same thing as we got with Ethereum. We got this, you know, we're looking for this move. Okay, so we got multiple, even on XRP, right? I don't have to replay this one because, you know, you guys can see it cleanly in red, a dip drop, right? So if you take a look at XRP, King XRP, the dollar won't dump forever. I mean, of course, dollar will not dump forever, right? Let's take a look at King XRP. XRP, we already hit our target of 29 to 31 cents. So it is just like take profit and put a stop loss, right? So if you take a look at XRP right there, XRP, basically, when I was calling for this, you know, calling for like 13 cents XRP, that was a long time ago, right? But most people don't have much of a, you know, patience, right, to wait for those juicy targets, right? So let's do this. So XRP, same thing. I said it back then, and I was like, we got this impulse move down, and we got a flatty correction, right? Green, right? 1, 2. So who would have, you know, you would have been like, okay, oh, we just broke this major resistance, 30 cents. I was like, guys, just be cautious, okay? And I showed you multiple times, right? I showed you back in February. I showed you XRP. I showed you Huntsman, HUN, and I showed you like the pound. All of these examples I showed you, and I was like, guys, you know, we got this. We're gonna get this move down. Okay, and that time we were expecting XRP 13 cents anyway, right? So we dipped all the way down, okay, all the way down to like 9 cents or whatever, okay, which depending which, you know, which exchange you're basically using. Okay, so take a look at XRP. Bang, that's the directional move. Bang. Okay, so what are we expecting from Ethereum? Personally, right, Ethereum is very juicy right now, but I wouldn't be long in it. You know, I wouldn't be taking a long position on Ethereum. 390, put a stop loss, you know, low, you know, at entry, and let the market, if it goes higher, because the thing is, we get the pattern, right, but we don't have a signal. I'm not saying we're going to drop, but what I'm saying is we got, I mean, yes, the pattern saying we're going to drop, but we don't have any signal candle wise, you know, but in terms of a structure, it is there. Okay, it is something like we've seen multiple times, right? Something like we're very comfortable calling a BTC drop to 4K when BTC was 10.5, right? No one was calling for 4K BTC when BTC, I mean, except Steve, right? I think only Steve and I are calling for like a drop right now. So it is something like we just have to reconsider, not reconsider, something like we just have to pay attention to over the next, you know, over the next few months, because that's a monthly chart. It could take like 10 months to basically just repeat. I don't think we're going to do one-to-one extension, right, of this move. That is going to be very, like, you know, like Heijin said, right, XRP going to zero, right? You remember when Heijin was showing that you know, basically what is it called again, descending triangle, right? I can't remember which area, but he was showing like the descending triangle and say, oh, if XRP breaks the downside, it is going to zero, stuff like that, right? But he was joking, right? I think so. But if you just use, like, you know, your fib retracement, even if you don't want to use your fib retracement, you could possibly use a extension tool, swing high, right, to swing low, and let's assume like 480, 485 going to be the top, right? Because we got another resistance at 485, right? So you can see, like, you know, 0.786 extension going to be $50, and one-to-one extension could be, oh, I don't even want to say it. Okay, I don't want to say this one, but since we're live, let me just say it is going to be $25. It is not a call, it is just an assumption, right? We are assuming 485 could be the top, but however, if this 390 is the top, 0.786 is still going to be lower, and 0.618 extension going to be 63. So, and we know what's going on at 63 to $50. You know, Ethereum, from a swing low perspective to swing high perspective, right? You can see the confluence, right? This region right there, okay, this region right there, and now it is too bearish right now to talk about these calls, but it is something like most of you guys did not watch any of my videos, like back in August last year, right, when Ethereum was right there. We were calling for $80 Ethereum, but you know, and most of my videos like early February, when our Ethereum was like almost $300, we were calling for $80 Ethereum, right? So, you know, so some of you, 50 of you guys might be lucky to remember it, okay, to remember it. So now let's move on to King XRP. So King XRP doing a great job. Talking about monthly chart, right? So it is something very critical for XRP Moon Boys, right? XRP Army. That is the first time, guys, right? If you guys remember, since last September, what I was saying, if you guys remember, we need XRP to close where? We need XRP to close above where? Above the weekly 21 EMA, right? That was like since September. You guys remember this pump right there? It's back in September 2017, right? I was like, okay, XRP, we need to basically push through and try to close above 37 cents. If we close above 37 cents, I'm gonna be very, very bullish on XRP, because you know, it is like very significant for us to for the bulls to be able to close above the 37 cents. But guess what? We got rejected again. And I was like, back in February, I was like, lower degree is still bearish. So even though if we close above monthly 21 EMA, not weekly, I might be still be bearish. But now we basically, XRP is trying to pull it off, okay, trying to close above the monthly. It has all the time in the world to do it, okay. All XRP needs to do right now is just stay at 28 to 29 cents. That's all it needs to do. Doesn't need to do anything. Yes, it can pump, but what I'm saying is it doesn't matter how high we pump, we just have to stay above this range, because we cannot pump like to 40-50 cents and drop right back down to 25 cents. That's a no-no. That is a no-no. Just like what we did right here, right? I was excited. I was very excited, right, about XRP up to basically 33-34 cents, and guess what? It just couldn't do it. It just couldn't do it, right? Just couldn't do it. So we got to be able to sustain this momentum, closing above this 21 EMA monthly. That's going to be historical, a probable historical bull run for XRP, right? So and you know XRP doesn't need like 6 months for a bull run. It only needs, all the bull runs from XRP since like 2015 is like 3 months. 3 months, maximum 3 months, maximum 3 months. So we just have to basically steal the show, right? Steal the show, stay here for the rest of the month, and you know the rest could be a story. Okay, it could be a moonshot. Could be a moonshot, guys. Could be an easy moonshot, guys. Easy one, because we only need 30 days, guys. All we need 30 days. 30 days to go back to all-time high. That's all we need. We don't need like 90 days, 60 months, something like that. You can see like previously back in 2017, it only took us like 1 month to basically pump 700%. 1 month, okay, to pump like 700%. So if we can close above 30 cents and we pull this off, right, 700%, 800%, we're already going to be at 250. All right, already going to be at 250. So, but let's not be too let's not exaggerate, right? It is summertime. We're on a downtrend, right? September is right around the corner, and we know what's happening with September regarding BTC. So let's not just be too excited, and be cautious, right? And take it, day by day, right? You have some buy orders at 22 cents, right? Good. The dollar won't dump forever. So now let's move on to a Bitcoin Cash, right? So Bitcoin Cash, as you guys know, Bitcoin Cash, we're looking for what? Guys, let me know. We're looking for what? But what we're looking for Bitcoin Cash, and when did we start looking for it? Monday, Sunday. As soon as let's start off with the weekly. As soon as we close above this weekly 21 EMA, what we said, moonshot. The resistance I was only worried about was like 305. We took care of it, so now we don't have any other resistance, right? But like, let's say 350. Okay, people are going to be taking profit 350. Slow down the process. We got this 354 max, and we got this 410 range of weekly 100 EMA. Okay, so it is just hold tight and relax type of trading, not to do anything, no in and out. Most likely bulls not going to do anything crazy. All they have to do is just take profit. 0.618, they already took some profit at 0.618, right? I'm assuming bulls already did so right there. So that was 305. That's why we basically spent like a couple of hours taking a break at 305. So I don't even think like 350 is a big resistance, because it is like in the middle of nowhere, right? Like it's just sitting in between 0.618, right? And 0.786 is like 380, right? So I think the bulls just gonna sit tight, relax, and watch the price go to 0.786, right? So that's what I would assume, right for now. But the most important is like, I don't think the bulls gonna do anything crazy, and I don't think the bears right now have enough gut to be shorting after 0.618. most likely they're going to wait at 0.786, or they're going to wait at, you know, this range, right? This range. Okay, so the bears, you know, most likely, but who knows? Okay, who knows? Let's see what the bear is going to be doing, right, within the next few hours. Ether is pumping. Let's go back to Ether. Ether is pumping. So Ethereum Classic also looking for a nice pullback. So Ether 390, Ether is still at 390. So let's take a look at Ethereum Classic. So Ethereum Classic, if you take a look at it, as soon as we broke this resistance, we talked about it yesterday. I was like, I like Ethereum Classic a lot, right? So, but my concern for Ethereum Classic was that we gotta take care of this weekly 100 EMA, and if like we can close like this, guys, even a dip down to 6.7 could be a nice opportunity for many bulls to be given another opportunity by the bears, right, to drop the price down. But we just don't want the next weekly candle to be engulfing. So if you long it anywhere around like a 6.8, 6.7, 6.8, 6.9, stuff like that, you gotta have a stop loss, because you just don't want this next weekly candle to be dropping all the way back down to 6.6 and so on and closing. But we can drop down, and before next Sunday we basically just pull back up. But as of now, it looks good, right? It looks very good. I'm looking for 8.6. 8.9 is just another resistance I have to basically pay attention to, right? So, but take profit going to be like 8.6, right? And let the rest run. Okay, so let the rest run, because market is very, very aggressive right now. Bears not showing up, right? So you just have to basically protect your capital, because bears can be stepping in at any given time. It is a market where volatility is high. Bulls and bears, you know, fighting every day is you know, is pretty is a fight between bulls and bear is imminent. So bear is going to be stepping in at any given time. So, but the good sign is like we're moving freely. We're moving freely, guys. So no sign of reversal for Ethereum Classic. So now let's move on to a BNB. Ether is pumping. Let's move on to BNB. So BNB, as you know, we also talk about this. We got a nice diagonal resistance in purple, right? Bang, bang, bang. Okay, we got all three of these resistance basically got, you know, got cleared. Okay, so now we got this flatty correction right there, and pumping above the weekly 200 EMA, close above it. It closed above it like multiple times, but I wasn't just comfortable. Why I wasn't comfortable? Because the rest of the crypto, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, XRP did not close above weekly 200 EMA, so I was just waiting. Okay, I knew we got this July 1st reversal candle, drop back down to the weekly 200 EMA. I was just monitoring. I wasn't doing anything, but I wanted to wait for the rest of the crypto to agree with BNB. Okay, so we got nice flatty correction right there, so looking for this move. All right, so looking for the move. As you can see, this flat correction are most of the time, like I say, 70 to 80% of the time, it is what, a continuation pattern. It is a continuation pattern. As you can see, we pump, right, we drop, we pump, we drop, and what, we basically pump. So that's the same thing I was talking about the British pound like a couple weeks back, a few weeks back, right? And I was like, the pound is bullish and we're going to be looking for this move to the upside. So that's the same thing we basically looking for Ethereum to do, but inversely, because continuation doesn't care about whether you're coming from the upside or you're coming from the downside. It is just saying continuation, right? It can be a continuation bearish pattern, it can be a continuation bullish pattern, but right there, once again, on a lower degree. And at the same time, if I remove the, you know, these colors, you can see we got this one also, a flatty correction right there. Okay, and after that, we dump with the rest of the market in red, right? Dump with the rest of the market in red. So we got another flatty right there, bumpy to the upside. So let's see if we can hit 27. Like I said, 27 also a directional move because that's the most extensive resistance to the upside. So we just have to respect it. So if you basically long it anywhere around like 20 cents, you're still good. Okay, just have to put a stop loss and let it ride. So let's take a look at EOS next. So EOS is basically hit target at 3.3. So EOS, you can see target is 3.3. So we talked about this right the first week of the year. We talked about it early this week. Basically, we got this drop. EOS give us this flatty right there, just like basically BNB 0.618, 0.786 going to be 3.99. So EOS still pretty juicy. So when I was talking about it, EOS was not even like $3. It was like 2.6, 2.7. So we said we can easily get this move 2.7. We can easily get this 20%, right? Take some profit and let the rest go, right? So EOS looking pretty juicy. So most people feel like they missed the BTC boat, but people just don't know what's going on. Okay, this alt gonna pump much harder than BTC. BTC only pump like what, 20%. This alt can pump like 60-70%. So if you're long in EOS, right, from like 2.5, 2.7 up to $5, that's juicier than basically even holding BTC. Okay, even though you gotta have some BTC, right? But what I'm trying to say is like most people feel like they missed the boat. No, you didn't miss anything. Take a look at EOS, right? EOS is only like 100% from the top. And when we talk about long in EOS, starting to look for a long for EOS was like 2.6, was only 80% up from the bottom. And these coins can go 100x, right? From the very bottom, right? Let's say EOS is going 100x from the bottom. You're looking at 140, like what was the low for EOS, right? It was like 140, right? 140, 150. Going 100x, you're talking about like EOS going $150, right? So I don't know why people are saying like they missed the bottom, right? So let's just be cautious because the bull market, even though if you feel like BTC is high, BTC is not gonna 100x like from 10k. It's not gonna, I'm not saying it will never 100x, but the probability of BTC 100xing for this bull, if like we're in a bull market, the bull market peak is not that incredible. Okay, so but EOS probability to basically 100x is very high. Guys, excuse me 1 second. Excuse me guys, that was Satoshi calling once again. So EOS basically 100xing from the bottom is very probable because the EOS peak was like $22 last, not even last bull run, but after the bull run, right? Because you guys remember EOS pull it up all the way up to $22, right? Was the first one of the first coin to basically made a new high. Let's see, 14, that's EOS USD Tether after it started dropping. Let's see, okay, as you can see EOS you can see like EOS was like one of the first coin, right, to basically like pump all the way up, okay, up to like a $22, made a new high after the bull run. Only one of the first one also, right, to make a new high after the Bitcoin tap out. All the rest of the alt picked at, you know, just by like the first week of January 7th, January 10th range. EOS basically picked at basically $20 right around like late April before the May capitulation down to basically 150 and double bottom. So you know, it is still looking very, very cheap, right? You know, just to go back to all-time high for EOS is like the rest of the crypto is like almost 5, 6, 7x. Okay, so almost like a 7x move. So it is something like we just have to consider, right? Not basically FOMO and saying like, oh, we missed the boat and all that good stuff, right? So let's just keep that in mind. So let's take a look at Litecoin before we take a look at XLM. XLM at 10 cents, I think it is very, very cheap. Also, it is 9x from the top. So if you're thinking like you're in a bull run, look at QDOM. QDOM is looking very, very good. Okay, even though QDOM dollar is not, QDOM BTC is not doing that great. QDOM dollar is doing very great. When we said buy QDOM, QDOM was like 150, but versus BTC, it was like 16. It was like 1700. No, 17,000. 18,000. That was very cheap for QDOM, right? So Litecoin is basically meeting expectation, right? For Litecoin, we're looking for a Litecoin pullback up. You know, like that's the Litecoin macro scale. Litecoin macro scale is very, very scary. We're looking for this double top. It could hit like $80. So, but on the lower degree, let's see this move. Okay, so broke the 21 EMA, broke the 21 EMA. Next resistance going to be at $60. It is trying to close above it. That's going to be a good sign. That's a take profit range. Above the weekly 21 EMA, as soon as we closed, Litecoin was 47. We even dipped down to like 46. That was like the time to basically look for a Litecoin moonshot, right? So, but let's take a look at Litecoin on the macro scale, on the bigger picture. On the bigger picture, we talk about Litecoin, right? Let's see, do this. Talk about Litecoin regarding this structure. It is still a flatty, right? We still got this flat correction, right? Okay, we can get this move and still get another pullback after that and get this pullback. So we just have to keep an eye on Litecoin, what type of correction we're going to make. If the bulls decide, okay, this is a bull market, and to prove the bears wrong, we could anticipate a bull flag. Okay, not sure how the bull flag going to look like, right? But we could just assume like we can get some noise right there. And if the noise is too basically bullish, sometimes you can get some bullish pattern as a bull flag. You just say, hey, we done. We just take the double bottom, and this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move upward, right? So just be cautious at $80 range. When Litecoin hit like $79, $80, that's the next major resistance, because we're already breaking $60. Not cleanly yet, right? But we we just about like $60. So it is a take profit range, and all the way up to $80. Wouldn't be shorting it until we basically get a sign of reversal. But as of now, no sign of reversal for Litecoin. Okay, even though $60 was the target of take profits, next level to take profit going to be just about $77 to $80 range right there. Okay, $77 to $80 range for take profit. We already hit the $60, right? So not you. Already hit $60, right? So I wouldn't try to short it right now, right? it is a long up to the next resistance, and we very familiar with this move, right? We are very familiar with this, so it is just moving in a in a very choppy way, but it is what it is. So let's take a look at XLM. You mean bears are angry now, right? Not bulls. Bulls are happy. So XLM is picking up slowly. So XLM is picking up slowly. It got a nice dip coming back down. We got a support at 700. So did not retest quite 700 on the dot, but it retested like 750. So it is still looking, it is coming back down to retest it. Nice reversal, 7 days candle. Check the weekly. Okay, weekly not looking that great. It is just pulling back, but on the 7 days chart, which basically going to close on Wednesday, is looking very strong as of now. So we just have to maintain a healthy momentum above this blue line, and we got a resistance up to basically 1500. Okay, up to like 15 to 1600 range, almost 17. Okay, but give or take 1650 to a 1750 range, right? So looks good at the very bottom, guys. So you take a look at XLM. Bottom was the lows, right? The low for XLM was right there, just about like 570. So it is just 50% up from the bottom versus BTC. 50% up from, just 50% up, just 50%. Okay, that's very undervalued, very undervalued, right? So you take a look at it from the top, 2018 top. It is telling you, it is almost over 90%, right? 80, let's see, it's like 86% down, and it was over 90% down. So it is still, very cheap, guys, compared to the next bull run high, right? Versus we could easily break this high versus BTC if we are, we're going to be in a bull run over the next few years, right? So it means it can go 7, 10x, something like that, right? Versus BTC. Just to go back to all-time high versus BTC, you're looking at like 7x, okay, 8x move versus BTC. So if BTC goes 10x and you're doing another 7x, you're looking at looking some crazy moves. Okay, you're looking for some crazy moves, right? So XLM still undervalued. Okay, 900 sats, I think it is a steal, because entry for XLM was like 600 to 700. Okay, we hit like target at 1150. So coming back down to the same exact level, 750, which is another add-on, right? Looking for high numbers. So Ishmael. So let's go ahead and take a look at NEO next. So NEO, we were looking for NEO to break above 12.5 for a long position. So NEO broke out at 12.5. Nano is basically pushing back up $1 right now, which is good. Okay, so NEO right there, we're looking for this move. So broke above this trend line, which is like 12.5. So we're looking for up to 14.8 range. So it is just about like 13.3. So looking very good. So one of the reasons why I wanted to wait till it breaks 12.5 was this resistance, because we did not manage to close above 12. Did not manage to close above especially on the on this resistance like since like basically March 2020. We've been struggling to break it, so we broke it, dropped heavily back to like 11 and pumping back up. So it is pretty strong right now, up to basically 14.7 14.8 range, right? So it could be a moonshot all the way up for another 8 to 12% move, right there. 8 to 12% move, pretty nice. Okay, pretty nice trend line. So, and if you've been following over the last few days, you could have basically caught this neo 20% move, right? Zilliqa pulled back down to 50% pullback. So I know you like the Zilliqa, nice double bottom right there. So that's a good sign. You just have to keep up the momentum. And let's see, that's calculated. The calculator is not that accurate. Let's see, Zilliqa USD. So Zilliqa USD got a sort of a nice high lows, nice, you could call it a double bottom, but I mean, if you're still holding it like from the bottom, like from when we bought it at 65, it is at 236, 382 pullback, going to be 11. But market is bullish right now. It could try to keep pushing to the upside. I think the most important right now is Zilliqa BTC, not Zilliqa USD, because BTC is bullish, so no need to check Zilliqa USD. Right? You just check how Zilliqa is performing versus BTC. To me, that's the most important. So Zilliqa BTC, it is still at 150 range of a support area, so still looking strong. Okay, still looking strong at 0.618. So 0.618, we got this pullback up to like 180, got rejected, coming back down to it. So let's see if like we're going to be able to maintain 150. That's the most important. If BTC is bullish, you want to check alt BTC, how they're performing. That's the most important. But if you want to hold the if you want to basically only care about the USD value and you're holding Zilliqa, and Zilliqa is not performing well versus BTC, you could have been better off holding just BTC. So let's just basically keep that in mind. But we at 0.618, 0.786 going to be 108, right? So if Zilliqa decides to drop all the way back down to like 50 sats, 60 sats, that's not going to be good. But next support level based on fib retracement going to be 107 to 110. It means BTC has to be very, very strong, okay, for Zilliqa to drop another 30%, right, versus BTC. Okay, BTC has to push very strong for Zilliqa. So that's why I'm saying like you'd be better off watching Zilliqa BTC instead of Zilliqa USD. ICX basically pull all the way back down, right? That was when we said January, December, when we said guys, do not sleep on ICX, do not sleep on ICX, moonshot. And after that we said, guys, it's not time to be buying right there. Okay, that was a flatty, as you can see right there, a flatty, right? Right, you got your flatty, you got your impulse. What you get next? Red. Okay, this is red. right? So we got this move, so we got a resistance, we got to be able to break. Market is bullish, so bulls just have to find the right time to do it. But we got also another flatty right there. So ICX BTC is bullish, right? You got a flatty, we're looking for this move. Okay, retest this top, right, which is like 50 cents. So pretty clean. Okay, pretty clean correction. So let's see ICX BTC. ICX BTC dropping back down to the trend line. The bull flag right there broke out, coming back down to retest it. If it fails, we have to basically drop down to the bottom of the trend line, right? Which is basically another probable 30% drop, 27 to 30% drop. So ICX dropping again all the way down to this level of 1300, 1400 could be great. Okay, for the bears to basically manage to jump back in and look for another moonshot over the next 6 to 9 months from ICX, right? Because like I said, some of these alt, you just have to be very patient, right? They're going to give you a very good move depending on a structure, right? Because ICX, when we started quoting for an ICX mega bullish uptrend, was like October, November. I was like ICX, Nano, Cardano, Zilliqa, buy them. That was like, XLM also, that was like back in November. Okay, so ICX was the first one to basically broke out first week of January. Bang, bang. Okay, so but we got a temporary support, right? It has to prove us right? And then if not, we're gonna look for our secondary support. So basically, it is a good hold as BTC is green, but it is not a good hold versus BTC. So let's say you're looking to increase your let's say I'm looking to increase my BTC holding, right? I don't want to hold ICX, right? Because I know it is going down versus BTC. But if I'm looking to basically hold ICX for the next, for up to the next bull run, right? The bull run peak, I really don't care what ICX is doing right now, right? Because I'm just gonna buy it, right? Especially when it's dropping versus BTC. I'm just gonna keep buying it, right? But if you're looking for a short term, let's say I'm looking for a short-term trade, I wouldn't be messing with ICX. Okay, I wouldn't be messing with ICX. It is not to say like we cannot reverse, but I'm just saying BTC is bullish right now. You want to wait till ICX basically find a clean support right there on the lower degree, because we got another move coming from ICX. We got this move and this move coming back down. If it proves you right, just like basically Bitcoin Cash, when we talk about it, proves you right, break this resistance, you're gonna be like, okay, moonshot, right? So, but it has to prove us right as of now. Nice trend line support, gotta give us a pattern, right? The signal, actually, we got the we don't have no signal, no pattern right now, but we know what we could expect. We know what we could expect. Hey, what's up, Sweet Canary? Bears, the BTC bulls. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're smart enough to know 11.9 is a very important key level. A 1-to-1 extension of the previous impulse, right? It's going to take us just about 12k, just about 12.7 almost. Okay, 1-to-1 extension of it. Depending where you put your, but yeah, that's it. That's good enough. Because that's what I did last year right there after this moonshot. right there, right? So we said let's just make it vertical, right? Because right, and then we said we're going to be looking for this move. But if I put it like at the top, pick top right there, that's going to be, that would be like 13.5. But I was just being conservative. I put it at the low and was looking for like 11.12. You can go back and check it first week of June when we said BTC 11 to 12k. BTC was like, you know, 76. We were calling for 11, 12k. So, but if we play it the same way, that might be very, 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 very bullish, right? So like this one, and we're looking for this move. So that if the bulls basically want to play it like this, another move going to be almost 14.4. Okay, 14.4. But to be conservative, this move 12.6, 12.7. Okay, most of the time I don't wait for the exact target. You guys know, before it, you know, market is crazy. You want to basically lock it. Go ahead and I already talked about it. You know, during the first 15 minutes of the live stream on regarding you know, BTC on the monthly time frame, on the weekly time frame, and all of that good stuff. So it looks better on the okay, looks better like this. So we talked about it. You know, we talked about this move. If we're expecting this move to be a correction, and this is the move, we say we could get this move. Okay, it might not break this low, 3 to 4k, right? But we could expect, because Ethereum is cleanly making it. We already talked about this move. Right? This move could be invalidated easily, right? If we get an overextended move and breaking like above like 16k, because 16k on the 3-week chart, we could not close above it, right? Right there. We could not close above it on the weekly time frame. We could not close above like 11k right there, back in 2019, and back in 2020 on the 3-week chart, we could not close above 15k. So 15k is a very, very important number also, right? You see what I'm saying? So, but this, let's see if like this move going to be invalidated, right? Another possible way of looking at it is like this moves could be on a different time scale, right? This move is basically the impulse, right? And this move is basically the correction, and this move going to be the next impulse. Okay, so this one, you know, going to be a 5-3-5 move, which is basically a zigzag, right? As long as we do not, I said multiple, as long as we do not break 20k, okay, this move to the downside could be, right, our W in red, right? And we got this 5-3-5, right, with a flat correction, and we could look for this move afterward with another 5-wave impulse, right, to the downside. Either break this low or either retest it. That's also possible. So that's why I'm saying the bear market is a game. It could last for a very, very long time. Okay, it is a game. But best thing to do, just wait and see what type of rejection we could get, because we talked about this setup long time ago. Like long time ago, we talked about this setup saying it still can be a flatty. We can get a big internal flatty right there. It doesn't change anything. It is just a fractal of the lower degree. You see what I'm saying? Let me just remove it. See the fractal we got right there on the weekly basis, right? So we talked about this perspective long time ago. You see this move we got right there, right? Right there, right? and we ended up crashing. We call this crash, right? We can make a big one like this. We can basically, you see this move right there, right? We can make it to be on the macro scale. This is going to be the drop, and this is going to be the flatty, right? The flatty, right? And then we could afterward anticipate this move. There is no difference between this macro picture right there, like in red, yellow, and red right there, and the small one we got from the 14K. This is something like, it is something like, if you guys remember well, I showed you clearly, right? This is also a very good pattern. So it is very, very easy to get euphoric, right? When BC is pumping, just like the pump to 14K. It's been like almost over 12 months. People have been saying 16K, 16K. Guys, we haven't seen 16K yet, but we saw 5K because we called for 5K. We saw 4K, we called for 4K, but we haven't seen 16K yet, right? So we just have to be very cautious. It is very, like, I'm holding BTC, but I'm very cautious. Okay, it is very easy to say we're going to the moon when market is 10, 15, 13%, everything going up, just like the stock market before the crash. Everybody's, saying, oh, market is going to 50,000, market is going to 40,000, all of that good stuff, and then we got that big crash. So if you understand wave analysis, you're going to be very calm. I showed you, I gotta find the video, but I showed you, like, in a video like this setup. Okay, this setup. So if you guys don't understand it, let me know. I can make a double screen, and then I can show you the move I'm talking about, right? You guys been following long enough to know if you play it, right? You can see okay, we can still, okay, you can see we can still make this move, get to this level of rejection, this red zone, anywhere around this area, and then get this move. So all we have to wait, for the bulls, they don't have to do anything. For the bears, they just have to wait for a signal. You just have to wait for a signal. What I mean signal, you have to wait for some sort of indication, like, it is topping out. Because right now, even though we got the pattern, we don't have the signal. We got the pattern, but we don't have the signal. So it is something to remember. What about $1 million? So basically, let's take a look at Bitcoin SV. Bitcoin SV already hit target right there. Similarly, that was an easy setup for the bulls, closing just above the weekly 200 EMA. Did pump into the upside? All right. So that was an easy target for for the bulls. So next level to be taken profit at going to be just about 321 if we basically manage to get a breakout above, because we got a breakout above 0.618. Just because price is at 0.618 and it is not breaking out, it doesn't mean just because price is at 0.618 just because price is at 0.618 doesn't mean that we can get rejected. Basically, that's what I try to tell you, right? And if you look left, we got resistance right there, but this resistance, we did not respect it on our way up. We might not respect it again. This resistance right there, we did not respect it on our way up, so it might be very, very irrelevant. And we did not respect it on our way down. So Bitcoin SV, if I were a bear, right? I'm still a bear. If I were to basically try to find a bearish pattern for SV, we already got this move. That's already a clean bear setup, right? That's already, you just want to wait for, you got this drop once again, you got 1 2 3, right? That's flatty right there, and then this move down. That's already a bear pattern, right? Because you gotta remember, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin SV did not basically respect the rest of the market. You gotta remember, the rest of the market did this, right? And did 1 2 and 3 right there, right? The rest of the market, that's what they did. But Bitcoin SV pumped, did not respect this flat correction, right? But still dropped. So since like it did not respect this one, it could possibly respect this one. Could possibly, you see what I'm saying? And get this move, right? So because it took a cheap shot on a weekly basis and get this big green candle right there. So, but what I would do, right? I wouldn't basically be shorting it now. Once again, target is 242, 245. It is a target. Take profit and see what's what you're gonna get next. Okay, just wait for the next setup and stuff like that. Not rush it, because just because you hit target doesn't mean you have to reverse your setting, reverse your position, right? A take profit area is just to say, hey, this is what I was looking for, I got it, I'm gonna wait. I could wait for like weeks, months to find another setup. This setup took for like 3 months. Okay, 3 months. So you can't just take profit and wait. It can ignore everything, just like it ignore the rest of the market and give us this move. It can also ignore it and give us this down top. So yeah, to go up, we have to continue to buy higher prices. Yep, very important way of looking at it. So it means like we got a new buyers, and they gotta keep buying. They gotta keep buying. Okay, not saying dumb money or like smart money, all that good stuff, right? But what I'm saying, people gotta keep buying. People gotta keep buying. But when you got like 40 million people out of job, right? Don't have any job, right? And the GDP down, all right. So it is not easy, guys, to be extremely bullish, right? It is not easy. Alt most likely going to be reversing very shortly, because BTC dominance is looking to basically take a break. So the dollar is not going to drop forever. So we just got this nice small impulse move. That's the first small impulse move we got. That's the biggest one we got since like July, first week of July, right there. Okay, and after what happened after the dollar, what happened like July 10th, right? What happened July 10th? You gotta remember what happened July 10th. BTC crash right there, right? Right there. Right there. Yep, we got this move also. So the dollar could be done with a probable 5-wave move down impulse. Could possibly. Okay, you got 1 2 3 4 and a very elongated 5-wave. So but it has to prove us right. It is a 5-wave with a possible double bottom right there. Okay, has to just try to do it like Bitcoin Cash or BTC, right? And like this, try to break out to the upside. So don't know what type of correction it is going to do, but let's see if like the dollar gonna find support at 90 91. Other than that, we got if not, we got another support at 88 89 range, right? So we got another support right there, 89 to 91 range, right? Which is that 0.786. I wouldn't be surprised to see it drop since I'll be breaking 0.618. 0.786 is probably got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? But let's see. Gold and BTC, they don't have the same pattern. Like BTC, yes, BTC repeated, not repeated, but simulated gold chart, but it's not the same exact thing. Okay, it's not. You can find a gold pattern right there. You see the gold, right? I don't want to delete this chart, but let me just go ahead and delete everything. So let's take a look at gold right there. So you can see like this gold chart right there, this impulse drop, right? We got what? After that, we got a flatty, 1, 2, 3, right? And we got this dump. It did not break this level, but the concept is like from this C wave, you're gonna look for another drop. We got that drop. What do we got next? We got another impulse move, and that was like at the very beginning of the bear market, right? In yellow, right? So after that, you can see gold managed to do something incredible, which is another dump in red, right? So you got another impulse. What do you get? You got another flatty right there. 1, 2, and 3. And most people have been like, oh, we double bottom, we're going to the moon. Nope, you're not going to the moon. You got this dump right there, right there. So what are we trying to pay attention to regarding the gold chart? We're trying to pay attention to these up and downs, up and down. That's what we're trying to pay attention to, right? So you know, try to focus on the bigger picture, right? But this move is beautiful. I showed you like this move is, you know, I saw it and I'm seeing it like on the it is a very powerful move, right? That's how we call the pound pushing to the upside. Also, that's how we're calling like the rest of the crypto right now. They're pushing from the same move right there. It is just bigger, right? But in terms of concept, it's the same thing. It's the same thing in terms of concept, right? Right. It is the same move right there. Also, on the lower degree, that's what the rest of the crypto are doing right now. If you check like Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum Classic, they're doing this move. So to get this move back is pretty, you know, it's pretty normal. Pretty normal. But let's take a look at gold on a weekly basis to see if we can yeah, looking at the gold chart, you know, I don't see any similarity besides like only this flatty right there, 1 and 2 right there. This one is the same type of a top formation we made at 14K and at 20K range also. But this one I haven't seen it yet from BTC. This one, we got this impulse, 1, 2, 3. We could get this, you know, another flatty right there and continue the uptrend. Right? That's a weekly time frame, so it could take, guys, if you're gonna make another correction from this 2000 range, it could take another like 9 months to a year, right, for, you know, for gold to be correcting, right? If we're going to be correcting, right? So, because as you can see multiple times, right, it is a very significant correction for gold. It's doing the same exact correction, okay? Even on the lower degree, same exact correction. So we could, okay, even if we break it higher, we can still expect at some point for gold to take some breaks, right? Take a break, something like that, right? Something like that. It can be here or it can be here. We just don't know, right? We gotta let it start developing at least within the next few months or so on. Let's go back to BTC. So I will review all the alt on Binance sometime this week. Maybe tomorrow. I will try to find time to review all the altcoin on Binance. Once again, we did one in back in June. We did one back in February, not February, but back in July, right? February we just picked some alt for the not all the alt on Binance, but just like 15 alt to basically choose from. The bears, you know, still not looking that strong, so price still at 11.8. So regarding sell volume, bulls still got a support at 11.5, 11.35 range, still a bull territory right there. Still a the hourly 100 EMA not participating yet. We're still getting support from this hourly 21 EMA. Doesn't want to let the price do anything crazy. Very you know, very healthy, very supportive to the, you know, to the bull you know, strength right now. So low volume, price decreasing, that's not bearish, right? So a dip down to the 21 EMA going to be buy the dip, okay? All the way down to 21 EMA, it is going to be buy the dip. So no bull territory, no bear territory right now. We're not in a bear territory. Have to get this move back up first. Okay, we can get support, get this move back up 0.618 to 0.786, and then the bears could be stepping in. But just shorting it while it's going up, that might not be a good idea, right? Just take profits, right? So we hit my basically second take profit, 11.4, 11.7, 11.9, which is third, up to like now 12.3 range, right? So let's see. 15 minutes doesn't give us much. It is too much noise right now because the move is not that strong. Last support we got is 11.2. If we dip down, we got 11.5, which is 21 EMA on the hourly. Okay, we just talk about 11.5, 11.6. So, and if you're in rush and you don't want to wait for the hourly, like I said previously, you just, if you're too bullish and you know, let's say I'm too bullish and I don't want to wait, I just pay attention to my 45 minutes and look for support instead of waiting for the 1 hour, because the 1 hour could be lagging forever. Okay, once again, low volume right there, declining prices. That's not bearish. That's not bearish. But it doesn't mean like the bulls could lose control at any given time and then give us a big engulfing, you know, 6-hour bearish candle, and the bear is gonna be like, oops, that's it, we got it now. Oops, we got it now. Okay, because MACD, everything right now, we're starting to see some divergences, right? But the bull's not just striking. Like, you guys remember we said we don't have any divergence, right? We got the three-way move. We need this pullback, and we want price to make a high, right? High highs, right? And right there, and we're gonna get this divergence, right? So we got now divergence on MACD, right? that's why I did not want to basically be bearish after we got this crossover, because I told my guys, I was like, I've seen this before, right? Where you got a bearish crossover, you're expecting a 600 700 points drop, and we get the reversal. So I'm waiting for this reversal and this one. If like we can get this reversal right there, the bears could be taking chance of you know, we got the first one, we're looking for the second one right there, okay, with a divergence, this time, because market is pretty strong. We're not on a downtrend with a bearish crossover. We're on an uptrend with a bearish crossover, so you have to be cautious, right? Have to be cautious. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like, the virus is basically worse than what it was back in March, but market is not reflecting it, right? Market is just ignore it, just ignoring everything. But what can you do? Just do it like they're doing it. You long it, take your profit, sit tight, relax, right? But Bitcoin Cash gotta be able to hit 330. We just hit 320, 321. Is okay. It's less than 3% right now from the 330 range, right? So just about like 3% from the target. So that's why most of the time I keep saying you have to take profit before your target range. If you get your target is $100, $85, you got to start, you know, laddering your position up. Also, no, I'm not a guru. I'm not a guru. I just study the market around you know, around the clock. That's all. That's all it is. And I you know, you just study the market and you learn. That's it. Because you learn from the market every single day. Every single day I learn something new. You know, every single day I learn. If I was doing, let's say I was doing something like, you know, in certain way, the market might show me another way of doing it. Okay, another way of, because for instance, this is a bearish descending triangle, but I was very cautious regarding Bitcoin Cash, because I was like, I shouldn't just pay attention to the bearish descending triangle. Let me pay attention to my weekly 211 EMA. I know it's been very friendly to me, right? You know, if we break above it and all the rest of the crypto break above the 211 EMA, you just take it. You just take it, right? So it is something like I was very cautious about, not basically just going by the bearish pattern. But this is a clean bearish pattern, right? But why not? Because if you look at it, you got a push, a descending triangle, but this descending triangle could be also a B wave, and you're looking for the C wave, right? So thanks a lot, K4W. Hopefully you took the long, not financial advice, but hopefully you took the long from Bitcoin Cash mid 250. I'm still liking the Bitcoin, not Bitcoin, but BNB chart. I'm still liking it, so still holding tight. The reason why I don't like Binance futures is like they can, you know, those wicks are pretty crazy. Pretty crazy wicks, man. Even if you do a 2x leverage, you're not gonna be safe. That's the thing. Maybe a you know, I don't know, maybe a 1x leverage, you might not get liquidated, right? That easy, but sometimes they drop like 50-60% in 1 second and then pump back up. You know, I don't know, man. They just did it with XRP. If you check like Binance future on XRP on Binance, it just wicked down to like 21 cents, like 21 cents. So XRP at 30 cents right now. So we're getting closer to our upper level target of 31 cents, right? So can't find it, but it is on the Binance future, right? It was like a big wick to the downside, all the way down to 21 cents. You ain't got nowhere to go to complain, right? Nowhere to go. Yeah, yeah. I'm glad XRP hit 30 cents, guys. $0.29. XTZ is 2.9. XRP 2.896. Hit like 29, 20. I mean 29.73 basically, almost 30 cents. So you're welcome, Jason. Yeah, algo is still, it is, I'm still holding some algo. Let's see. I'm still holding some algo. Algo still on a correction, on a, you know, on a, still correcting, but I don't like to take a look at like this alt, because I don't day trade alt, right? So I just focus on the bigger picture. But algo still in this now created a parallel channel. If we, if like the bull is not strong enough to push it hard enough, right, we could be pumping back down to like 22 or even all the way down to 1800. That's very bearish, but it is there. It is for you to basically be ready for and buy the dip all the way down, okay? And then we're gonna look for to break this resistance. But since like this move is capitulated, we could also see a breakout from the upside. The takeaway is like this range is accumulative, just like we said, buy algo just about like 25,000, right? Not 25,000, but 2,500, right there, and then take profit 3,500 to basically 3,700. It went all the way up to 4,300, right? So same thing. It is just accumulative right now, very accumulative. So buy the dip all the way down to the bottom of the trend line. All right, bulls, doing some great job. I want to see my moon boy gonna be coming out of the cave Monday, man. I'm telling you. Moon boy gonna be coming out of the cave. Yeah, I think most analysts talking about the historical breakout for BTC, right, on the macro scale. But if you're paying attention, I think one of the most historical breakout, it is not the fact that we close on the monthly basis above this range on the monthly, right? But the monthly, yes, that's the highest monthly close since, like, let's see right there. The highest monthly close, right, since like the last month of the bull market. Okay, so but on a weekly basis, I think it is going to be, the weekly is going to be more, it is going to be historical if we close above 11.7. I showed you that's going to be the highest monthly close, right? Highest monthly close, right, since, okay, January 28th, okay, January 22nd, something like that, okay, 2018. Very important, very important. Okay, quarterly is also a very important aspect, right? So as you can see, you know, on a quarterly basis, 14K is basically resistance. We got to be able to close above it this quarter. That's going to be extremely well. So let's say we get rejected before end of the quarter, that's not going to be good at all. Okay, we can go as high as possible, but we got to be able to close at least above like 10.8 this quarter. That's going to be great. That's going to be the highest quarterly close since, like, what, 2020, right? So very important. Okay, it doesn't matter how high we go, that we know September is bearish for BTC. We know that's for sure. So we got to try to escape and pump above like 11.7, 12, and all of that good stuff. And if like we capitulate down after September, you know, try to find support above 11K and try to close above it. That's going to be extremely bullish for the bulls. All right, that's going to be very good. That's going to be very good. Yes, XRP wick down to 21 cents. Yeah, man, the quarterly close is going to be very crucial. Weekly going to be crucial, so we gotta hold tight above 11.7 and try to hit target 12.3, and you could be seeing what, you know, what's next, because this type of move, it is like a blow off top. Okay, just like you know, the one we got back in 2019, right there, blow off top. You know, most people ignore this flatty correction, right? 1, 2, 3. We said this move was pretty similar to what we got back in 2020. You know, 2020. We were repeating it right there, but most people did not want to pay attention to this move, right? So Yeah, this one was also a flatty, but alright guys, I'm just gonna call it a day. Depending, I might be going live tonight depending how volatile the market going to look like, right? But if market is volatile enough, I'm gonna be going live for Saturday night live in like 5-6 hours, depending on my how busy I'm gonna be, right? So stay tuned. Okay, make sure to hit the notification so you can get the the update for the live stream. So and also make sure to basically join our public Telegram group, link in the description. And all right guys, be cautious. All right, market going to be very volatile, so if you're bear, no sign of reversal yet, just take profit as it goes up, and look, we're going to look for a sign of reversal afterward. All right bears.